Hello everyone, that Manga Kid here to give my first impressions on Shortcake Cake. This is by Suu Morishita, and this is a newish Shojo Beat release with currently 3 volumes out. Volume 4, as of when I'm filming this, will be out soon, I believe, so maybe it's out already by the time this video goes up, but at this point there are 3 volumes out. I've read these 3. I don't know how long this series is supposed to be. I'm hoping it goes on for a little while longer because I'm really enjoying it, but at this point I think only 4 volumes are out in Japan, even if I remember correctly, so maybe a while before we get any more of it, but beyond volume 4. But yeah, so this is about this girl here. Her name is Ten, and she's from a very small town kind of up in the mountains, I think. And so to get to high school, she has to bus for 2 hours to get to the closest high school. And so her friend lives in a boarding house because she's from the same small town, and she's been trying to convince her Ten to join her in this boarding house since they started high school, because Ten can never hang out after school. She can't really join any clubs or anything because she has to get on the bus to go home every day after school because it takes 2 hours to get there. And so her friend is like, if you just lived in the boarding house, we would walk to school together and you'd have more time to hang out and you would be enjoying your high school life more than going back on the bus every day to the small town where there is nobody your age anymore because they're all in high school down here. So basically, she spends the night at the boarding house and realizes she loves it there and decides to move in. And it is a co-ed boarding house, and these 2 boys on covers 2 and 3 are a couple of the people living in the boarding house. I believe there are 6 kids in total there, if I remember correctly, and they don't all go to the same school. A couple of them go to a different school in the area, and so it's interesting to see. It's not like a classmate kind of high school romance. It's more of like it pretty much exclusively takes place at the boarding house and then just out on the town. So it's kind of fun in that way that these are high school students for sure, but they are living together, which creates a different dynamic, and they don't all go to the same school, so it doesn't take place at school. It takes place at home, and they're getting to interact and meet each other in not a classroom setting, but a home setting where they're eating dinner and breakfast together and they're doing their homework and studying together. And it's a lot of fun. I really, really enjoyed these 3 volumes. I had this one on my radar since it was announced that it was going to be released, but I just thought, you know what, I don't think it's going to be something I'm going to super enjoy, and didn't pick it up. But then I read the chapter preview on Biz's website of the first volume, and I loved it, and I thought the art was so cute, and I went, you know what, I'm going to buy the first volume. And so I ended up buying the first 3 and pre-ordering volume 4 because I really, really loved it. So the art is super cute. There's the boarding house like mother, I guess. She's a young woman who watches over all of them, and there's the house itself, really cute. There's our main character Ten. There's lots of really cute faces and stuff, like the little cat kind of faces and stuff, but then also the characters are drawn really beautifully. This is another one. It kind of reminds me of Waiting for Spring, in that these characters are all really, really gorgeous. Every single one of them is beautiful. The backgrounds I actually find are quite nice, which is excellent. Yeah, you do get some nature scenes and things, which I think are well done. But yeah, the characters themselves are just absolutely gorgeous. And the story is cute and funny. It is very much a fluffy shoujo, but there's just something about this one that I've really, really enjoyed, and it's different. And I think that it's a high school shoujo, but isn't set in high school. It's set in the boarding house, and it's going into the backstories of these characters, because obviously we know the reason she's living in the boarding house, but we're starting to learn the reasons why all of these other kids are in this boarding house, and not all the reasons are, as simple as it's closer and more efficient for me. Some of the reasons are clearly family issues that they're having, and they don't want to be in the same house as their families. And so we're learning some kind of the dramatic backstories, but it isn't like, I'm not finding it to be overly dramatic, though. I think that this does a really good job of kind of bringing drama into the story while still keeping it lighthearted and fun, and, you know, but realistic kind of teenaged angsty moments. I don't know. I'm just really enjoying it. I hope it goes on for quite a few more volumes so that we get a more well-rounded story. At this point, I have no idea how many volumes this is supposed to end up being, but for now, I'm really loving it. I think the characters are all different enough that, like, this boy here goes to the other school and he's kind of the popular ladies man type, and then this guy here is a quiet bookworm guy who quotes literature all the time. And we do have a few different love interests for our main character, so it potentially could end up being like a reverse harem kind of story, but it doesn't feel, I don't know. I'm just really loving the characters. I find them all to be really sweet and interesting and individualistic, and like, they don't all seem like the same person to me, I guess. Yeah, I'm just excited to see where this goes. I'm excited to see kind of more about their backstories, and I really recommend checking this out if you like shoujo. And yeah, they are quite thin, though, I will say that. I believe they're 160 pages each as opposed to 180 standard pages, so keep that in mind. I was a bit surprised when I bought the volume, and I was like, wow, this is really tiny. But Viz's prices aren't very steep for their regular volumes, so it's not that bad, especially if you get it on sale. So yeah, anyway, if you have tried out Shortcake Cake, please let me know your thoughts. If you have any questions about more in-depth about my thoughts on the series, you just want to chat about it, let me know in the comments below. And yeah, thanks for watching.